Peace, 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 family. This your brother Monroe Jr. So, my coworker, one of the brothers I work with, who's also into Bitcoin, and we talk investments. It's primarily, outside of spirituality, we talking investments. But the brother posed a question to me because he knows what my projections are. He knows kind of what I have invested and what I hope my portfolio will be by the end of next year. And hopefully by the end of next year, I'll be a multi-millionaire. Now, this is God willing, but this God willing is based on analytics. It's based off mathematics, right? Contingent on the market, right? Because God has the power with coronavirus or anything God desires to do to completely shut down the world economy. So everything is based on God's ultimate will, right? We have our plans and our desires, but God can put a halt to that which we desire. And ultimately, I would like to become a multimillionaire so that I can do more of what's in my heart in service to society and humanity, in serving the bottom rail of society. I've been blessed over the last few years to work very closely with a lot of our homeless brothers and sisters. Some of them are some very gifted, skilled, and talented brothers and sisters who fell on hard times, not bad people at all, beautiful souls, and who I got to know on a personal level and serve them. And instead of them being in the shelter for the city, I would like to provide some type of transitional housing for our abused women and children and our orphans who don't have parents, right? Give them a place of or abode of a safe haven where they can lay their heads and get some good quality food. It's service that really validates us as people who say we believe in God. Not necessarily what we profess, but it's our service that puts the stamp of approval on our sincerity to the cause that is bigger than us, because true servants always institutionalize or systematize that which lives beyond themselves, right? But my friend, the brother asked me, man, it was about marriage, right? Because the brother know, like, here soon, God willing, I'm on the cusp of verge of God willing being married, right? So he like, Monroe, man, you gonna wait till the end of next year? To God willing, you a multi-millionaire to get married? See, because his mindset is, brother, you finna God willing walk into all this money, and you should wait first. You know how some men are. You should wait first, right? So you can protect your assets, right? So that the woman can't say that you all jointly purchase these assets together. so that I can say I solely came into the marriage with all of this capital by myself. But see, that's our problem. That's our problem with relationships and marriage. We have a tarnished view of what is divine, and money really isn't even the greatest or nowhere near the greatest factor in marriage, man. It's important now. Don't get me wrong. Every man needs money. And the more money that we have, God willing, it's in our heart to do good with it, not just hoard it and amass it. That's selfish. That's stingy. That's not God-like, right? God is a giver. So when you have a giving mindset, then your mindset is not to hoard. It's to give. True love and true service and commitment to your significant other isn't about what I can get from the person. What did our brother Neri say? He said we're supposed to be in competition to see who can serve each other the most. Who can do more acts of kindness to one another. And when you have that type of relationship, then money is not even near the most important factor. Money is just extra fuel to light each other's fire, right? It's extra fuel to be more creative in service to one another. So we got this thing wrong. Money is currency, it's power. But how will we use that power? Will we use it as a tool of greed? Wanting more and more and more? That's not what I'm in this for. I'm sitting on 5-10 million, but my people are suffering? Is that what this is about, to look good? No. A true servant creates opportunities for others to level up. A true servant wants his brothers and sisters to aspire to their own greatness that God has placed in them. What did our brother Neri say when it comes to a woman? He said that a man that's in love with a woman makes her goals his goals, right? His desire to help her accomplish those things. That's part of competition, competing with one another to serve one another. So marriage is about unity, man. It's a beautiful thing. You know, I had the privilege of being in the institution formally for 7 years of my life. 7 years, and I learned so much because it's really about selflessness. You can't go into marriage selfish. It's bigger than yourself, especially if you have children. Especially. So us as men, we have to change our mindset, especially if you have money and assets. None of that is more important than God's woman. She's God's woman. And if we think these assets and money is going to save us, it's not. It's not. Because she's not our woman. She is made to submit only to God. And the more of our Creator that we manifest, then God willing, she will extend herself over to us. by our treatment of her. So your assets, your capital, all of those materialistic things are down at the bottom of the top 5 things when it comes to relationships. You know, us as men, we have to be spiritual. We have to be intellectual. We have to be able to have our emotions in check. Finances is under those things, you know? So let us as men strive to get money because it's important, but let us strive to grow spiritually, because nothing is more important really than the spiritual, because no matter what you're going through, if the spirit is right, then you can fight through whatever you're going through, ups and downs, whether you're on the mountaintop or the valley low. You can fight together to endure whatever you're going through, because you're going, in marriage, you're going to be tested. If you have money or not, money becomes a trial for some people because they don't have the character to handle it. Character. Life is bigger than us, brothers and sisters. And when we have that perspective, then it allows us to be lower to the earth, where things don't affect us as much, and it allows us to have a more broader view of things going on around us, and it allows us to contribute to the onward march of society and civilization. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, a man who is misunderstood, like the Jesus in the Bible. Many, say they would have followed him, but he didn't keep a lot of people around him. He had 12 disciples, whom he was trying to mold character in them, like the minister is trying to do with us, so that we can be witnesses of a man who changed our lives, brothers and sisters. Minister Farrakhan, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. Without him, I don't know where I would be today. I probably would be maybe dead, honestly. But he gave us a word. He gave us a knowledge that allowed us to fall back in love with ourselves. And we can't love anybody else until what? We first love ourselves. Jesus said, love thy neighbor as you love yourself. But see, our problem is, as black people, we love everybody else first and hate ourselves. So the proper knowledge allows us to fall in love with ourselves and begin to self-analyze and evaluate, and then we can clean up our communities and our societies. And really, because of the suffering that our people have been under, this bondage for over 400 years, as the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said, we need to be quarantined to get back right with God, get back right with ourselves, get a proper knowledge of ourselves. When a person is sick and they're carrying something that could afflict you, you put that person in quarantine until they're able to come back to a normal state. Well, that's how our people are right now. We're in a savage condition because we have lost the knowledge of ourselves, and we're living, a lot of us, a beast life. Beasts act off instinct, not intellect, right? So the intellect that is a gift from God that's natural, some of our people don't even have that. So we have to be quarantined. We have to pull the family back in to get the family back right before we go back out into general society. So that's all the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan is doing, is teaching us who we are, our true history as a people, so that we can be awakened and we can be like that lion who is no longer in a cage, who is being fed by his enemy. Our people depend on our adversaries for food, clothing, shelter. We're like a lion in the cage who has forgot how to go hunting for himself. So unless that lion in the cage is let out by another lion, and he hears the roar of another lion who has come to set him free, or a good shepherd, or a good steward, God himself, who come and pour oil in our wounds and teach us how to hunt again. So that's what's going on, brothers and sisters, with our people. We're being retrained, re-educated, and we're being recultivated so that we can take our rightful place among society. We're natural producers. We're natural, gifted and talented people. So let us as men, let us strive, brothers, to be good shepherds of our family, but we can never be a good shepherd or a good steward without God. And that's why the scripture says that Christ is the head. Then man falls under Christ, and the woman falls under the man, and the children fall under the woman. That's the natural chronological order. But see, our problem is we want to be the boss. We don't want to submit to the God who is our maker. That's a hell of a thing when the creation doesn't want to submit to the maker, because the creation has free will. The creation has some of the maker in it, and now the creation has lost its mind, thinking that it is better than its maker, who knows the ins and outs, the very fiber of our being, who knows our nature. We have to come back to our maker and submit to the laws that he has set up and constructed to uphold the very universe itself. Everything submits to God. Everything acts in the nature in which it was created, itself of the rebellious devil inside of the human being. All of us have God and devil in us. It's just which one we allow to rule. So I just wanted to talk about this because when my friend said that, I said, man, our mindset is men. You think money, I'm going to allow money to block me from going into an institution that God set up to help me as a man? No, sir, brother. That's like going into marriage half-baked. No, sir, brother. No, sir. Whatever I'm blessed to have, that's what my woman's going to have. We become one. And that's the mindset we should have. No back doors at all. What's mine is hers, and what's hers is mine. From a capital perspective, and we build together. If she want her own account, she can have her own account. Whatever. I don't trip over small time stuff like that. So that's just my few thoughts about this. This your brother Monroe Jr. I'm signing out. Peace.